Hey guys, I just want to make a video today that's more or less just off the cuff and breaking down one of the recent jam session videos I put out that was about the concept of listening to God and being able to hear Him. One of my buddies recently, what God has been teaching him lately has been how to hear His voice, and he's been desiring to know more about how we can hear God's voice, and that inspired me to make that rap. And I want to share a couple thoughts about that I think is helpful for anyone who wants to be able to hear God's voice. So I'm just gonna get right into it. There's this quote by the theologian Marty of Social Club, and he says, I don't know if he actually came up with it, but he said, "Don't tell me God is silent when your Bible is closed." I think that is very important for all of us to know, because we all want to hear from God. If you're a Christian, you want to hear from Him, you want to know what you're supposed to do. But if you haven't opened up the Bible, which is His main form of communication with us basically, then you're not gonna hear from God. That's how He communicates with us. So I think that the Bible needs to be emphasized and needs to be at the forefront of how we learn about who God is. And when we learn more about who He is, we learn more about how He operates, what He likes, what He doesn't like, and then we can hear Him more and we can follow Him better because we have a clearer understanding of Him. I also want to say that for those of us who grew up in the church, like myself, if you grew up with a Christian family, that's amazing. But when you open the Bible and you hear from God, be ready to unlearn some things. The things in life that have challenged my view of God the most have not come from the atheists. It has not come from the people who don't believe what I believe. The things in my life that have challenged my view of God the most have been the words I've read in the Bible. And so there's a lot of things we're taught in Sunday school, a lot of things we're taught by our families growing up that aren't necessarily bad things, but we tend to box God into this basic thing that we learned in elementary school, and then we get confused when we read the Bible because God is actually more complex than that. So what I'm trying to say is, if we want to hear from God, we need to let Him speak for Himself in His Word. And if you grew up in a Christian household, don't be afraid if who you thought God was is actually challenged and actually starts to change a little bit. The last thing I want to mention is another idea that I saw in a video one time. It said that it was something like this: if your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever applies, wrote you 66 love letters, would you read them? You probably should read them if you love this person. You probably know what I'm getting at. This person was using that analogy to say that God has 66 love letters written for us, and it's called the Bible. So again, I'm emphasizing the Bible and how important it is that if you want to hear from God, you need to read that thing. If you love God and you want to know Him better, then read the love letters that He has given to us. He gave them to us so that He could reveal Himself to His people. That's one of the main ways he chose to do it. You can like it or not like it. That's just how it is. So basically, open it up, read that thing. If you want to hear from God, be ready to unlearn the things that you thought you already knew, because God is actually more complicated than we think, but He's also more amazing than we think. Thank you guys for watching this. Make sure you subscribe, like. There's going to be more jam session videos and more off-the-cuff videos like this coming at you. So thank you guys.